welcome back. Hey, it's 4 o'clock on Thursday, October something or other, and you're with Rosetree Blown Glass Studio and Gallery, and we're going to start last Thursday. The broadcast kind of crapped out on us, and we started with these pieces, and so we're going to have these pieces again. Getting into October, doing pumpkins and that sort of thing. And we also have a few of our nice iridescent fluted dishes. And really, if you want one of them, just in the comments, just let us know which one you want, and we will make that happen. So we have a few different sizes and styles. If you need sizes, we'll get you those too. These two that are 120 are 7 inches. The 70s are 5 inches across. Just to give you an idea of how big they are. So let's go on over to the blowing area.
Uh-oh. Corey was not first in the comments today. Barry got you beat.
All right. So welcome. Like I said, you're at Rosetree Blown Glass Studio in beautiful downtown Algiers Point, New Orleans, Louisiana. I'm Mark. I'm the owner, along with my wife Brenda, and we're going to show you a little magic today. We're actually going to make a pumpkin today. We started making a pumpkin last time, and we had some technical difficulties, so we'll do a pumpkin again today. So if you're the usual thing, if you are on a watch party, that's great. Love having watch parties. If you want to talk to us, ask us a question or whatever, you have to come on our side, the dark side. You got to come over to our party here and ask your questions. We love questions. If you're new here, let us know you're new, and if you have any questions, just fire them up. And Darcy is the voice behind the camera, and she actually sometimes she switches the camera and she's in front of the camera.
Always accidentally.
Darcy's the voice behind the camera, and if you ask Darcy, she'll relay the question to me, and I'll try to answer your glass questions. Also today, as a special added treat, a lot of people ask us how do we get the glass into the furnace and what we use in the furnace for our glass. I will be loading the glass up today after our broadcast. So it's called charging. So I'll be charging the first charge of the furnace in after our broadcast for today. So you stick around, we'll just keep the cameras rolling and show you that part of the experience. All right, so today, because it's October, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I'm going to be doing a pink pumpkin, and it'll be a ruby body and a pink and white top with a gold stem. So it'll be 2 layers. First layer will have the ruby, and the second layer will have the pink and white, and we can get started. One more thing. I need my mold.
Those guys always stealing your molds.
I know. That's called an optic mold, and that's what we're going to use to make the ridges on the pumpkin. So come on, and we'll get some glass, and we will start. So this is the blow pipe, and it's same methodology that glass blowers have been using for over 2,000 years. This is my furnace. Inside here is what's called a crucible. The crucible is a big ceramic bowl that holds the molten glass. And this is what we had some problems with this on Tuesday, and everything's fine now. Just sometimes you take for granted things that you have and things that work all the time, and sometimes when they don't, you get kind of thrown for a loop, and here we are. All right, it's 2,050 degrees inside there, and I'm going to line up a little glass on the end. That's called a gather, because I'm gathering the glass on the end, and you can see the glass is molten, so it's a liquid. And we're going to go put some color on it.
So everyone's excited about pumpkin today. And Tim said, "You making a pumpkin? I feel cheated from last week."
Tim said that?
Yep.
Tim, it's not anything you don't know.
Still, we're making it up to y'all.
Tim, you probably made more pumpkins than I have. So that's we're going to put a couple layers of the pink, the ruby on it. Give it the bottom nice, clear, transparent pink. This reheating chamber is just hot. There's no glass in it. We turn that on in the morning and turn it off in the evening when we're done. And it's about 2150, 2200 degrees. So it goes up and down pretty fast. About an hour to come up, about an hour to go down. The furnace stays on 24/7. If we turn the furnace off, it comes down to room temperature. It takes over a week to heat back up. But I think it really, really slowly. So that's why we keep it on all the time, because we're blowing glass all the time. That was just one, right?
Yes. Jerry Lynn said, "Bring on that pumpkin spice." Barry asked, "How come no bubble before color this time?"
Because it'll just, with the glass hottest when I first come out, so I want to go in and get the most color on the hottest gathered glass. So if I cool it off, I won't get as many chips to stick.
And Tim said, "You are the master of everything."
Oh, well. Thank you. Until I'm not. Alright, so that's 2 layers, so that's going to be sufficient. I'm going to even those layers off and make sure that they're smooth into the glass. And then I'm going to put my initial bubble in. I'm doing an air trap. So I blow into the glass, into the pipe, put my finger on the end, and the air that's trapped inside heats up and expands. And you'll see down by the pipe, it's starting to get fatter right here. It tells me the bubbles inside. And then what I'm going to do is get a nice sized bubble in there, and then we have to wait. So we have to wait because this is still hot. And if I go in and get a second gather on top of this, it'll heat up this gather too much, and you need this gather underneath for stability. So if you don't have the stability, the whole thing gets really floppy. So that's why we let this cool down a little bit to get the next layer on top. So I hope everybody's doing okay today. It is hot and humid today, but luckily the storm that was headed our way is not headed our way anymore. We've lucked out tremendously. 6 storms in the Gulf this season, and thankfully we haven't gotten really impacted at all. So our hearts go out to the people in Lake Charles who are going to be hammered again. It's just unthinkable, really. So you notice there's no color here now in the pipe, so that tells me that I can go back and go and get another gather on top. little bubbles there that I want to just cut out. If it was opaque, I would let him go because you wouldn't see it. That's good.
So Michael Crowley said, "What's up, guys?" We're just making pumpkins here.
Yep, nothing but a pumpkin.
And Barry said, "Feel bad for Lake Charles area," which is yes, but
Yeah.
he said only 62 degrees here.
52.
62.
62 in New York City. No more beach weather now.
I'm
So,
still jealous.
Just going to even that off. And heat it up one more time and put the top color on. That again too, just to give it a little more solid feel, a little more opacity. Our word for today is opacity. I like saying it, opacity. And I'm going to heat this up, and I'm going to put it in the mold to make the ribs on the pumpkin. We don't use molds to make shapes, to make final shapes, but we use what's called an optic mold to put ribs on and to do some decorative techniques with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of shape this to mimic the inside shape of the mold so that when I stuff it, it fills the mold completely. So there's a whole lot of time wasted. I go back in and reheat it again, and then I'm going to stuff the mold. Trying to get as much heat as I can in the piece. Has the ribs on it, and I'll do a little pump and start blowing it out. You can see down towards the pipe it's starting to get wider. There's going to be bubbles right there. And then I'm going to go and heat it up and cut in my jack line. The jack line is a line that's cut into the glass to allow it to come off of the pipe later.
Erin says it freaks her out every time you spin it. Imagine being me over here with the camera, ducking to get out of the way fast enough.
Well, I can't say that. One has gone flying. So these are my jacks, and I'm just cutting a line in it. And then I have what's called a puffer. And I'm going to use that to blow out the pumpkin.
Barry said you blow so well.
Thank you. And then I'm going to hold it so that it doubles back on itself a little bit. So that's the basic shape of the body of the pumpkin. And what we will do next is I will let this set up a little bit and go get my stem and prepare the stem. So you see the body's done.
So Aaron said no thank you to trying to be me with the camera. I get it. Bobby says hey. He just showed up. And Tim said you're an impressive puffer.
Be right back. These are me.
I think she's going to be real pretty.
Self-coating the stem cup, the stem piece.
Bobby swears that he's going to behave. And Barry asked if it's a yellow stem.
It's a gold stem.
I showed you the color and it didn't quite show his color at all. But it's gold. You moved too fast for me today.
Yeah, you had to kind of go fast because the pumpkin body is out for so long, you can't waste any time.
Erin said this is the the part that she's most interested in seeing, and she missed it. Sorry, Erin. This is why I did not go to Hollywood.
And then I just touch it up a little bit. And then I will actually flash it one more time. And then use the torch to kind of bring out the golds in the stem.
I love a good torch.
Yeah, but I gotta be careful because I can't torch the white because the white's very tricky.
Yeah.
So you see how the gold is starting to shine out? Alright, then we bring it over to
Yes.
over to the knockoff table.
Erin said, what do you mean to use the torch to bring out the golds?
Certain colors do what's called reduce. If you steal the oxygen from them by using a very gassy torch, it'll change the color. It'll do what's called reducing. And reducing is the metallics in the color come to the surface.
Tim said surprisingly very different method than
It is.
his. Jerry Lynn said she loves a good torch too, and I've heard that before. I've heard that about you.
Alrighty, so that's really, yeah, Tim, you mostly use a two-man operation, if I'm not mistaken, which is a lot faster. When we're doing pumpkins here in the studio, as a production, we do two-person way also. So it just depends on what you want to do.
He said, "Well done, my friend."
Why don't you show them that again? I'm going to set up for charging, and then we'll meet back here.
All right, you just holler. Woohoo! Every time. That thing gets me every time. All right, guys. Just going to show you one more time our beautiful pumpkins, and frankly, my favorite, that acorn. And these guys are our Mardi Gras fluted bowls. Isn't it the cutest? And he's got that gold top on him too. He's so cute. Alright. Alright, we're ready.
What I'm going to do is, you've never been down here when I do this, have you?
No, I always hear it from my desk.
Okay. So I'm going to go get the glasses in the oven,
Okay.
out of the oven, run through here, over to the trough.
Alright, so I'll stand over there and
Stand
follow
here
you as you go by.
Yep.
Excellent. Oh, we can handle that for you, Aaron. No problem. You just let me know. So he's grabbing glass that he's already got prepping in the annealer.
You have to understand that it's 1,000 degrees. About 40 pounds or so. See, they're like little hockey pucks. And the cracking you hear is just cooling off and cracking. So all we do is just open up wide and bubble it. That's how you charge a furnace.
All right.
So let's back over here.
That's just the way it sounds from my desk.
I hope so. Alrighty, so something new today. What question?
So Erin's loving the acorn, and she thinks she might have to get an acorn. She was going to get the pumpkin
Right.
and try to get it made on live. And she's wondering if you could do the acorn on a live.
No, because I need two people. So that's not gonna. I can only do the live ones with solo pieces.
Too bad, because Corey said he'd love to watch an acorn being made.
I would too. All right. Any other questions or comments or?
Just Jerry Lynn said, "Whoa, I've never seen it preheated before. We always just dump it in."
You have to preheat because the pucks are so large. When you just throw them in, they just fly everywhere. And we have an electric furnace, so it has elements that hang down. So you don't want glass pinging onto the elements. So the new glass like we're using, and then the stuff that comes from whatever Corey's using, I forget. They're larger pieces, and the larger the piece, the more you have to preheat it so it doesn't spit and fly out at you. We tried it without that. I tried that at first, and as soon as I threw it in, it was spitting stuff back at me. So that's not a good thing. So.
Yeah, so Shaw said 1,000 degrees and still hard as rocks.
Yeah, but it's like carrying, 40 pounds in front of you without resting it on yourself is the tough part.
And then Jerry Lynn said, that's what I figured, our cullet isn't that big.
Using Crystallica? Yeah, when we were using Crystallica, because it was really small, we just threw it right in.
Yeah.
This is a whole other step that I do not like, but it's a necessary evil.
But she didn't say Crystallica, she said cullet.
Crystallica.
Okay, that's the same thing?
Yeah.
See?
Cullet is just,
this is why I do the camera.
Cullet is glass that's already been melted once.
Oh, okay.
Remelt for us. Batch is raw material.
I'm learning new things. I love it.
Great.
All right.
All right. So that's Rosetree magic for today. Thank you all for coming. As always, now listen. Amazon, whatever days are coming up, instead of buying from the big boxes, please support local small stores and restaurants. Be local, buy local. It's just the way to stimulate the economy and get people back to work and everything going again. So anyway, you need us, you need glass, you need, I don't know, a little comfort. You can find us at rosetreegallery.com, Facebook, Rosetree Blown Glass, Instagram, Rosetree Glass Gallery, and all of these are on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So thanks for coming. As always, take care of one another, love one another. We'll see y'all Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Have a great weekend.